Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Cass versus Scars. This game taking place here on Ruins of Azshara. Have a little bit of a smile in my voice to hide the frustration of having to, well, try and remember the password to my computer for the past 20 minutes before, well, it wasn't the caps lock key, it was just I've been in security for so long, constantly changing and updating my passwords that, well, I was just off by one character, and I don't know if you know this, but if you're off by one character on your password, it doesn't work. Anyways, let's go ahead and break things down in this human versus orc matchup. Scars spawning as the teal orc on the bottom left-hand side of Ruins of Azshara. Meanwhile, Magic Gnome or Kaz spawning under the name Magic Gnome, spawning as the orange human. Now, I believe this is the first time I've cast a game on this particular map, so let's go ahead and break things down for you. We see a level 3, a 3-3-1-1 creep camp off to the north, and then also a smaller easy creep camp 3-2-1 over here on the east side. Same thing's gonna happen. Good maps are mirrored so that there isn't too much of an advantage for any one particular side. From there, clearing any of these two green creep camps should give you level 2. Now, facing you is a mercenary camp that is of orange green or orange creep value. Should drop some good items. A 5-5-3-3 creep camp here could get militia cleared to try and pick up some forest troll shadow priest. Often the same thing down to the south, and then there is the shop a little bit further away if you want to continue. That's a 5-5-4-4. From there, from that point, you most likely will have run into your opponent already, as Kaz now moving out across the field here, very close by to try and hang on to this mercenary camp. Egad, I got an ad for Crota Stream. Alright, well, I don't control whether or not you get ads when you watch my... Well, I guess I do control that. I don't control when you get ads. Actually, I do control that too. I didn't put an ad there. Let me just say that. Anyways, Archmage picks up Boots of Quel'Thalas, has additional armor, but taking damage from that Farseer now. Forest Troll Shadow Priest is very much nearby, trying to put in a little bit of damage, perhaps trying to take down that forest, that Spirit Wolf there. Are we going to see a resummon? No resummon down as the Archmage unable to get the last hit on that Ogre Mauler as the Archmage finally gets to level 2 here. Water Elemental now taken down. Archmage at level 2 with the Brilliance Aura as we're looking at Peasants trying to surround and take down all of those Spirit Wolves, but a beautiful deny by Scars. Scars now looking to retreat back. Plenty of Peasants to continue to work in the field. Well, I guess the peasants who were lucky enough to go back to work are heading back to work rather than the ones who fell in combat. Meanwhile, the Farseer is still using that range attack fairly effectively, and what is more important though is that the Forest Troll Shadow Priest does have Brilliant Aura. Farseer now going to try and push inside here as Kaz is going to be in a little bit of trouble, perhaps thinking that Scars was going to retreat back home, but Scars is in full harassment mode as he is teching the tier 2. Meanwhile, coming back around, we're going to look at a Mantle of Intelligence picked up by the Archmage, who has a little bit more now. We see a couple of ensnares go down, and this could end up becoming a problem. One Grunt going to get taken down there. There goes a Grunt, another Grunt trying to retreat back, and it's going to run into a wall of other units as well. One more final shot as, well, the Archmage does not get the hit. Farseer gets another beautiful deny as well. So far, Scars coming in with a steal, a deny on a wolf, and now a deny on a Grunt, doing a great job there. Kaz at some point will need to build his arcane vault. He has no easy way of getting health back and onto that Archmage, and anyone who's played Reign of Chaos Warcraft 3 knows how uncomfortable it is early on. Another, are we going to see a deny there? No, Footman trying to retreat all the way back. Forest Troll Shadow Priest down to 6 hit points. He's going to get taken down as well. All right, low hit point Footman there. Farseer seeing that level 2 Water Elemental still giving in a little bit of that quote-unquote splash damage as we see Kaz picks up another Forest Troll Shadow Priest. Are we going to see an Abolish Magic? Yes, on that Wolf. Denies a little bit of damage there. Scars still trying to come across with a little bit of damage. And finally, Scars well, forced to retreat back using that Scroll of Town Portal. Forest Troll Shadow Priest dodges long enough, recovers, sub, I believe that was sub 20 hit points there, and now gonna go ahead and heal. Healing salve, clarity potions doing their thing as Scars making their way back out. Crota notification isn't working. Oh, what? Yeah, dude, thanks for the raid last time. Oh, no problem. All right, Archmage sitting at level 3. I don't know, maybe I need to test my notifications again, as sometimes I get notifications for subs and follows. I should get notifications for raids and also notifications for donations, but that doesn't seem to be working any longer. Not quite sure why, but thank you everyone out there. Coming across now, Farseer, looking to clear out this Ogre Warrior creep camp. Gonna, well, move on his merry way and perhaps try and get to level 3 for that level 2 Spirit Wolf. Level 2 Spirit Wolf with those critical strikes do deal significantly more damage. Meanwhile, Archmage coming back across here doesn't spot the Farseer as it is nightfall, and well, at night you just don't see nearly as far as this old man will tell you. Archmage making his way back to the bottom left-hand side here does have level 2 water elementals, and well, a Tauren Chieftain now on his way out. Last week, if you're alive, I heard your voice when I'm watching on YouTube. Now it's muted. Well, I don't know what happened there, but I did have a little bit of a delay. You can watch the video on YouTube again if you want more information. Anyways, Orc Burrow quickly getting taken down. We are looking at 36 over 42 supply. Currently, supply stuck, unable to train up any additional units, as dual water elementals here could make short work of this Orc Burrow as well. Meanwhile, the Bestiary is taking full, is nearly done, as we see a third water elemental join in on the battle. All right, trying to add up damage onto those Forest Troll Berserkers. That Forest Troll Berserker has really nowhere to go, trying to retreat away as the Footman gonna get in front here, but should have perhaps just landed an attack. Scroll of Speed effectively saving that Forest Troll Berserker. A very high damage, high reward, high unit there, as we're looking at a little bit of damage getting added in once more. Farseer could easily summon up some additional Spirit Wolves, however, and give chase. Meanwhile, the Archmage going to come back around, not spot that Forest Troll Berserker there, and now trying to catch up that last bit of distance. Mountain King doesn't launch the Stormbolt either, and how is this Forest Troll Berserker still alive? Even at this point and stage in the game, if the Forest Troll Berserker gets taken down, it still bought a lot of time for Kaz, as for Scars, as Kaz was chasing. Now, what is Scars going to do here with that little bit of additional time? Perhaps try and harass, as the Tauren Chieftain just shy of level 2. All right, Farseer going to try and test the waters here, but he should know that he is upside or in trouble in terms of supply. He had to rebuild a couple of those Orc Burrows, and the army of Kaz right now just simply too large. Scars with only one Farseer can't really hope to do much against Kaz's army. Pure Up to Vitality dropped for the Mountain King should be a very useful item for that Mountain King, as he will be in that front line spot often later. Meanwhile, Tauren Chieftain looking to clear out the Ogre Magi creep camp does pick up a Sobi mask, loses a Grunt while creeping though. That is always a dangerous proposition. Forest Troll Trapper, and now there goes another ensnare again. Archmage, Mountain King off to the north. Kaz looking to clear out this Centaur Impaler creep camp. Those searing arrows and that Bloodlust deal significant, fast attack speed and high damage for that creep camp there. And maybe if you, I'm sure a human player is going to try and tech defend, and then try and hit that creep camp early and see how effective they can clear that out. Meanwhile, Enraged Elementals and Granite Golem, a red creep camp in the corner, gonna try and be cleared, and it just feels like Kaz is tackling much more difficult creep camps than his opponent right now, perhaps picking up better items. With that said though, Scars does have dual level 3 heroes compared to a level 4 and a level 2, but the Mountain King may get to level 3 just here, and he can sell that Khadgar's Pipe of Insight, or even hold on to it just in case he wants extra mana when that Archmage goes down. Now, I would have thought the Mountain King would have come across inside here, placed down a Thunderclap. Scroll of Town Portal now trying to retreat back as the Archmage wants to protect his home. Lightning Shield on those wolves, and those wolves are just going to make short work of all of those peasants who are just whistling while they work. All right, you can see those critical strikes, how much damage adds up over time. The Dire Wolf going to get cleaned up there. Mountain King is at 3, Archmage is at 4. Going to get some Clarity Potions going as well. I believe that Khadgar's Pipe of Insight was sold. Meanwhile, Tauren Chieftain and Farsi are perhaps going to head to this Goblin Laboratory creep camp now, but notices that the first creep has already been taken out. That's one of those big items that's important as the Mountain King and Archmage look to the bottom left again. With Scars building up this war mill, I have to believe that reinforced defenses is going to be the first item researched here to try and protect these burrows. The burrows do have a lot of functionality, but at the same time, they are, well, because of their functionality, they are primary targets to get cleaned up quickly. Meanwhile, what's going on here? Lots of repairs getting underway, and with the reinforced defenses, perhaps Kaz doesn't know how far away it is, going after a different target instead in this Voodoo Lounge. All right, Shaman comes out at just the wrong time, quickly taking large amounts of damage as the Mountain King now goes after this Orc Burrow here. All right, I don't believe Thunderclap is actually going to be able to clear it down. Scroll of Town Portal heading back the other way now as a couple of peons are going to get lost again. All right, Archmage sitting at level 4 could try and buy another Scroll of Town Portal, and, well, Scars is making his opponent spend that additional gold for those Scrolls of Town Portal when he doesn't have, really the economy for it. He's only sitting on one base, and now this is buying opportunity for Scars to clear out some of these, higher creep camps. This orange and perhaps even this red creep camp here in the bottom corner. Wand of Illusion and a Ring of Protection +4. Not the items he was looking for, but the Farseer does get to level 4 in all of the chaos. And the Tauren Chieftain now with 7 armor can absorb quite a bit more damage. Scars was able to finish researching that level, those reinforced defenses. Peon's going to get cleaned up here as we now see massive repairs underway. Mountain King should really be going for a Thunderclap here if he sees that many peons out. There it goes. One clap and a bunch of peons fall right there as we're going to be looking at another perhaps tactical retreat back. All right, there is a Goblin Zeppelin overhead. Sorceress trying to hide in the back here. Are we going to be looking at a Scroll of Town Portal? Lightning Shield now coming across with some Chain Lightning as well, and that is going to be some damage done. Tauren Chieftain, Scroll of Speed, tactical retreat back out as a bunch of peons were lost. Only 6 peons left as the human army able to get there in time. All right, a couple of grunts and one grunt and one shaman also left, so only 6 workers on both sides at this stage in the game. All right, Archmage picks up another Scroll of Town Portal, and I gotta say, Kaz is burning through those Scrolls of Town Portal rather quickly as we see a Scout Tower perhaps upgrade to an Arcane Tower here in just a moment. More peasants are going to be needed to try to keep that lumber count up. Meanwhile, Illusion now coming back around on the other side as the Tauren Chieftain gets up to level 4 as well. All right, Scars was able to come back and catch up in the game a little bit in terms of hero levels, as we are looking at level 4 heroes on, well, everywhere on the field. Well, spiked barricades are now completed here. Melee units are going to be taking quite a bit of damage. Archmage and water elementals absorbing that damage quickly, however, getting ensnared, and because of that ensnare, no longer taking the damage. Mountain King should be picking up these items here. Ring of Protection +5, Tome of Intelligence actually left behind as the Dire Wolf is going to finish off that Arcane Tower. Archmage, however, gets to level 5, and are we going to see another Scroll of Town Portal purchase here again? All right, Kaz has been purchasing Scrolls of Town Portal like it's going out of style. There was a couple of priests here as well. New Scout Tower going to be placed down as the hit and run tactic of Scars is really working out well. forcing those trades, but at the same time, in the same breath, well, well, I don't know how much Scars is really getting out of it either. Scars' army, 38 supply. I can see a Kodo Beast here, a couple of Raiders, but really, where is his 45 supply army? I really don't see it. Okay, 10, 13, 14, 15, 23. I don't see where the majority of this army is. Coming back through. Scar is going to clear out the Centaur Sorcerer creep camp here. Perhaps try and set up a base as well. Yeah, we are at 50 over 51 supply. Nothing wrong here. There's a couple of grunts there as we're looking at more units getting taken down. Forest Troll, Shadow Priest going to fall. Stormbolt finds a Shaman, takes it down quickly. Could land a Storm or a Thunderclap here. And yes, does take down the Wolf. There's a Stomp, however, to counter. And, well, that Stomp does beat out the Thunderclaps slow as the Tauren Chieftain absorbing quite a bit of damage. Both frontline heroes have Pure Up of Vitality, Chain Lightning, or excuse me, Lightning Shield now onto that Tauren Chieftain. That's quickly going to get dispelled. There's another Thunderclap slow and another Stomp coming back the other way. But remember, Stomp doesn't deal that much damage. It allows for the other units on the battlefield to do more damage. And without other units on the battlefield, well, there's not much to be done. Mountain King does not have Brilliance Aura, so really running out of mana rather quickly. Archmage needs to get back over there and in a hurry. Not quite sure why it was so far away from all of the action here, as Water Elementals are now being thrown in here as well. Level 2 Spirit Wolves could rack on a couple of critical strikes against those wolves. There's another Stomp there. Another Rifleman going to get taken down, and I do believe the Mountain King not having mana was a very, very big deal. Meanwhile, Scars, there was a Goblin Zeppelin with a bunch of units inside. That's where all of that supply was. I had lost track of the Goblin Zeppelin. Can't really blame me for it, as I didn't even... Oh, if you remember, there was a Goblin Zeppelin that was holding units. Well, don't let me know, because that will just make me feel bad at this point. Mountain King sitting at level 4, nearly at level 5. Archmage sitting at level 5.1. Water Elementals trying to go after a couple of these Shamans. Level 5 now on that Farseer. And there it comes in a Thunderclap, slowing down all of these units. Mountain King now sitting at level 5 here. Does have a Pure Up of Vitality. Going to try and Stormbolt. Finishes off the Kodo Beast and then uses a Scroll of Town Portal to get away. However, the Rifleman... Oh... That Rifleman does not survive, but this Rifleman does. He was able to teleport just in time. And talk about a movie finish. That lightning attack from the Farseer was on its way and about to finish off that Rifleman there. Meanwhile, Tauren Chieftain going to clear out the remainder of this creep camp by himself. And Scars could, well, I think he's going to be just shy of level 5 after this. Picks up a Tome of Intelligence now with 330 mana maximum. These new wolves are more engineered to kill peons. And, well, yep. All right. Archmage at this stage in the game trying to just get a little bit of bonus gold, perhaps get some powerful items. Can't gain any more experience from these creep camps, and picks up a second Pure Up of Vitality. That's a big critical item, giving additional 150 hit points to the Mountain King. And because the Mountain King has that Ring of Protection +5 as well, his durability is simply through the roof for a level 5 Mountain King. I've often seen players who misjudge how many remaining hit points are on a unit, trying to dive after it, not realizing that it still has 500 hit points, and because of that 10 armor and the constant healing from the priest, well, makes it difficult to spot this Tauren Chieftain will be, as Yoda I talk like sometimes. The Tauren Chieftain now with Lightning Shield gonna go ahead and throw down a Stomp along that back line there and get in some big damage. Mountain King comes in with a monstrous Thunderclap. Remember, Thunderclap does a lot more damage but the Lightning Shield is there to try and make up for that once more. Lightning Shield rounding out damage across all of those back units, but the Mountain King's Thunderclap here, you can see how many low hit point units are all the way all along the side. Mountain King trying to get another Thunderclap, slow there. There's going to be one, and now trying to go after those Raiders now. So many Shamans are taken down here, ensnare onto the Mountain King. Meanwhile, battling back and forth, 37 supply compared to 46. What is going on? Mountain King currently low on mana, but we see a lot of low hit point units all the way across the board. Are we going to see the Archmage perhaps use a potion of Scroll of, or use a potion of Lesser Invulnerability? There's another Thunderclap there, and now 32 supply compared to 37, significantly closer than what I originally thought. Mountain King still trying to wander around here. Archmage does have a potion of Lesser Invulnerability. There goes another Raider, and we're going to see, well, Scars pick up the Goblin Zeppelin there. Is it going to end up getting taken down? Shamans are getting purged down as well, and because of that purge, unable to catch up on that distance. Meanwhile, off to the north side here, Arcane Tower and a Guard Tower going to cause some major problems. Tauren Chieftain unable to get any real damage in as he is finally out of mana. Goblin Zeppelin with a large cargo, precious cargo, going to retreat back home. 2 minutes of mining is left compared to about a minute and a half. Both sides did suffer a bit of harassment, slowing down that mining for just a little bit. 48 supply for Scars compared to 38 for Kaz. Kaz, however, does have a larger bank in terms of his gold and should have no problems retraining back up either. Single Arcane Sanctum with a barracks there, getting all trained up nicely. Coming back through, Archmage, 5.5. Mountain King sitting at 5.5. That Brilliance Aura making a very big deal here. Priest going to be able to offer in a lot of healing. Meanwhile, Tauren Chieftain, he's actually has less hit points and less armor than that Mountain King. You normally think the Tauren Chieftain is the stronger, more powerful, tanky unit in the front. We do not have Arcane Sentry. Clear thing to note, so these Shadow Wolves will be able to get into position and start attacking back. Meanwhile, we're looking at the Mountain King who tried to dive on in here. One Sorceress gets trapped by a Purge, and that is going to end up being lost. All right, Altar of Storms about to get taken down as well. But it doesn't really matter if the Altar of Storms is down unless Scars loses a hero. Mountain King comes in for a clap, only has an audience of 2, as the Mountain King could be in a little bit of trouble. A couple of Spirit Wolves quickly get dispelled there. There's a Lightning Shield, there's a Thunderclap Stomp, followed by a Thunderclap and a Stomp. The Stomp only hitting the Mountain King though, so the Mountain King kind of lucking out there as the Mountain King gets in another Thunderclap as well. Down to 480 hit points, that Mountain King could be in a lot of trouble. He's out of mana and has no escape items. He tries to escape and he's unable to do exactly that. All right, that's going to be a problem as the Farseer now gets up to level 6 and the Tauren Chieftain gets up to level 6. Scars has turned this back around, and now with dual level 6 heroes after taking down the level 5 Mountain King, able, well, to force a mass teleport retreat. Farseer quickly going to get some mana back. Tauren Chieftain most likely going to be doing the same exact thing. Needs to get those clarity potions going. Well, it could be sold out temporarily as the Tauren Chieftain does want to put his foot down again. Meanwhile, Mountain King resurrected at the tavern, and with the Mountain King sitting at level 5 with a potion of healing now, that is going to be, well, a bit key. Tauren Chieftain, Farseer pushing back the other way. They smell blood. They want to finish the job. 28 supply compared to 39. Chain Lightning, ensnares, purges, all slowing things down, and the Tauren Chieftain still leading the charge, knowing that he has a second chance on life now that he's at level 6. Chain Lightning bouncing around as well, finding a couple of targets. That's the level 3 variety, as the Farseer opted to forgo Earthquake. All right. Kaz trying to hold the door with a water elemental. The Shamans don't have that much mana to try and purge down that water elemental and stop. And on top of this, there is no mining happening anywhere. Scars has a 39/51 supply. Long distance mining for this peon who went all the way across the other side here. Archmage could be in trouble. Mountain King trying to retreat back. There's an invisibility as the units are still trying to fall back here. All right, where is that Tauren Chieftain going to go? Straight after the Archmage. Archmage will use a Scroll of Town Portal. Couple of purges going across. We're going to see a thunderclap as a departing teleportation gift as they regroup inside of the base temporarily. All right, a couple of Spirit Wolves currently invisible since they are not engaging their targets. Water Elemental down to, well, 152 hit points. And without Arcane Sentry here, these Wolves, well, are still going to end up get cleaned up now. Scars is setting up a base here at the 6 o'clock spot. He knows that he has the economic advantage. The longer this game goes, the better it will be for him as he's going to get his economy going again. Meanwhile, Kaz is hoping, perhaps thinking that an invisible unit can somehow make its way out. But Sorceress, casting invisibility on the Archmage is not what you really wanted to see. You wanted to see that Archmage, staff or use that mass teleport onto a peon down across here to try and clean up this Great Hall. By sending the Archmage and the Mountain King out now, I'm not quite sure what he can really plan to do. Perhaps sell some... He's trying to sell some items as well. And by selling items, perhaps being able to train up some extra units. There are some additional priests back here. Those wolves are not going to be able to do... Well, they're going to be able to do plenty, actually, as they are difficult to spot because of the lack of that Arcane Sentry. All right. Coming back through, Archmage runs all the way back home. Mountain King back home as well, perhaps wondering how he ended up losing the entire hero level race. Well, Mountain King, you fell, giving level 6 to the Tauren Chieftain and that Farseer. All right, those wolves going to be doing their thing again, causing quite a bit of damage against these peons, taking them down one at a time. Meanwhile, one water elemental trying to get some splash damage onto this orc burrow there. Not going to really amount to very much, especially with Scars' Great Hall nearly done. All right, what are we looking back over here? A Granite Golem. This creep camp going to try and be cleared out. A couple of water elementals here. Granite Golem not trying to make its way over, oddly enough, as a couple of these Murlocs could get taken down. The Mountain King is not going to be able to get to level 6 here, but perhaps can pick up one more powerful item and a bit more gold. Granite Golem absorbing that damage. Meanwhile, the Tauren Chieftain Farseer just happy to be able to set up this base and perhaps get back up to 50 supply. All right, Granite Golem gonna fall here. Mountain King picks up a Helm of Valor, Strength and Agility, up to 11 armor. Is that gonna be enough for him to take down the Farseer, take down the rest of the units, and then deal with the Tauren Chieftain later? That is the question. Here's the engagement now. Mountain King trying to dance back and forth. There's a little bit of damage. There's a Stormbolt onto a Grunt, trying to airmail those, those Stormbolts. Not going to be enough since they are only the level 2 variety going up against such high hit point units. Purging onto that Water Elemental. I think the writings on the wall is clear here. Those Water Elementals not only going to be feeding more experience as they get purged down quickly, and after that purge, really having nowhere to go. All right, there comes a Thunderclap. Doesn't hit nearly as many units as he would like. Mountain King now getting up to level 6. Is he going to go to Avatar? Yes, he is. He's going to go to Avatar, perhaps try and get in some big damage against all of these units. There's a Sentry Ward right there. There's another Thunderclap. Mountain King trying to dive on in here, trying to go after all these units again, taking down a Grunt. Tauren Chieftain comes in for a stomp along the backside. Level 3 Chain Lightning bouncing across all of those casters in the back line as the Mountain King still trying to go after all these targets. Multiple level 6 heroes, but the Mountain King maybe too little too late as he's finally low on mana. Meanwhile, Tauren Chieftain, well, chases after those units there, and Kaz finally throws in the towel. A good game going back and forth. Scars was behind for a little bit as Kaz was able to clear out some high-level creep camps and take a little bit of that experience advantage. We saw, though, once Kaz accidentally lost that Mountain King, didn't have any survivability items, had a lot of static items that gave him better stats, but without that survivability item, the Potion of Greater Healing, the Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, wasn't able to take that much focus and in the end lost. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Here are the final scores.